Hello, sister friends. Good to see you. Welcome to Saturday Live. Oh, it is Saturday night and we are live. As opposed to Saturday Night Live, which is not really live. It's recorded live earlier in the day. I find that funny. Anyway, we are really, really live. So I have to watch what I say. Hello to you all. Don't forget, hit the little carrot at the top, which is like the arrow that points down. It says top chat. Change it to live chat and you'll get everything chronologically. A shout out to our moderators who are here. And I don't know who's here yet. Let me say hi to everybody, but I am sure Lynn is here and probably Lori as well. And what is the other thing? Don't be too hard on the moderators. Try to keep it clean and be nice to each other. Only two rules here. Okay, I am going to say hi to some people and we are going to jump into it. As I suspected, I'm way behind on everything I need to do for my upcoming weekend. Oy, oy, oy. So might not go live tomorrow night, but I might do it on Monday night, which I wasn't going to do originally. So I might do it Monday night and then call an audible for Wednesday because I'm leaving Thursday morning and I don't know if I'll have everything done. At the rate things are going, it's not going to be. But you know what? That's life, right? Things happen. I had a girlfriend, her father passed away. You drop everything. Go get a bunch of stuff, put together a little care basket of pamper yourself and go over there and visit, and took a few more hours out of my day. So, but it was all good. It's all good, but I'm way behind. Here we go. Let me say hi to some people. Peoples. All right, let me click this. There we go. Okay, I'll say hi to everybody who's in here and then we will get going. Carrie Ball. Oh, shoot, it doesn't go all the way back again. Dang it. Carrie Ball, Kathy Ferran, Judith Berg, Lynn Skinner, Pat McBride, Mama Squirrel, Knit My Bit. Last weekend, your kids go to college. Oh, my son actually went this past week. He's gone. Judith Berg, Rachel Turturro. Hello. Kathy Spirey, Elizabeth Murphy, Linda Kohler. I think I said hi to Mama Squirrel already. Carrie Ball. May have caught you. Jeanette Cantrell. Hello. Becky. Speed Racer. Misty Braun. Morticia, good to see you. Maria Hickson. Ruth Carroll. A lot of regulars in here. Love y'all. Love you, sister friends. Linda Bonstrom. Good to see you again. My bed. Lots of regulars. Stephanie Sims. Hello. Oh, it is 8:30 Sunday morning in Australia. Rachel's joining with a Snickers iced coffee, which sounds amazing. Kathy can't wait until September when Janelle says we aren't compatible. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait either. I have to get all these on my calendar to make sure that and figure out a schedule for you all because I haven't quite figured that out. I think I'm going to take up YouTube on the whole do channel subscriptions incentive that they go on now for content creators. And so that's going to kind of work into what extras I might do for this next season. But I will still do the regular review videos that I did before. I just have to figure out what I'm going to do about lives. And I'll still have a live every week that will talk about what happened that past week. But I need to offer something else if I'm going to do a subscription. Okay, Mountaineer 301, Passing for Normal, hello. Misty Braun, hello. Ruby Hornback, Mountaineer 301. I think I'm caught up, but I might have missed some people because I click this one button and then it goes back to Rudy K. See, there's somebody I missed. Tina Metz, I think I missed you. Melody Helfinger, Julianne Kenkel, Danny Towns. See, I missed a bunch of these. Meri Hickson. Okay, I think Angela. Hey. Okay. That should be it. Um, but if I didn't say your name and you've already said hello or put something in chat, write something in chat again. Because as I go back, I don't see it all right away at the time, but the more you write in chat, the more likely I am to see your name and go, oh, hello to so-and-so. So keep that going. I think what happens is the chat gets started, but like when I officially hit the go live button, when I try to go back, I can only go back to that spot. Again, I have a different chat box because this different pop-out chat box I need to use in order to get things on the screen. More information than you need to know. Okay. Okay. Caught up. Jessica Denham. There we go. Doc Karen. Hello, Nashville. I'll see you soon. Okay. The only other thing I want to the only other thing I want to remind you all about is that if you don't mind just hitting the like button, just helps the channel, helps the algorithm, just helps me stay afloat. So you can do a girl a solid, just hit the like button. And if you haven't hit subscribe, or even if you have hit subscribe and then YouTube managed to unsubscribe you, hit the subscribe button again and stay subscribed. And what is the other thing I was going to say? It'll be interesting to see if they unsubscribe people who have channel memberships. This whole unsubscribe mess that YouTube's got going on. Okay. Oh, the final thing is in the down below in my show notes, I have a link to my other channel, which is Reality TV Breakdown, and that has Welcome to Plathville, a little bit behind on it. Probably record that after this live tonight and edit it tomorrow and get it up. And a few other shows, but it's basically going to be Seeking Sister Wives and Welcome to Plathville over there. I am starting another channel. Oh, I came up with a name in the shower today. I can't remember what it was. It was like 6 words. And then if I put senior perspective with it too, then that would be a lot. So, I don't know. Anyway, the other channel is going to be very, very, very different. It's a complete break off. It's stuff about living life from a senior's perspective. I don't want to say you have to be a senior to appreciate the channel, but like I'll be doing some like recommendations on things that I absolutely love. I'll be doing some home projects that I'll record and I'll have that on there. I'll be talking about how I got the YouTube channel started and like just kind of everything that happens in my life, just sort of for like everybody who's in their 40s. Is like life is going to end as soon as I hit 50. And just let you know it's not going to. I also in my 50s have been on a long journey of like taking my life and health more seriously this year. So I'll talk a little bit about that and the things I've learned from there because like if I had all this information like in a book or in one site, it would have just been so valuable rather than spend all this time figuring everything out. Anyway, home improvement projects don't really fit into that, but it's basically going to be Jenny's life.
Manipulating.
This keeps just starting to talk. Okay. So here we go. I don't know if there's going to be, Tina, another season of Seeking Sister Wife. But we'll see. I bet there is. I bet there is. Because they can always completely revamp and rehaul. It got a lot of viewership, but there's a lot of like crazy stuff and picking of the wrong people and not vetting people properly. So we'll see. Okay. Crystal's in West Virginia. All right. Kathy can relate. She's 54. Here we are in our 50s. Meri Hickson, happy belated birthday. Okay. Let's see. Becky, last one, and I'm going to hit play. Cody thought Janelle would leave that restaurant with him after he charmed her. I bet he did. He's so used to these women melting, and then he was wrong. He ghosted Savannah and tried to kick her boys out. Yeah, as how dumb he is. He thinks he's like Rico Suave, and he can come in and just be like, "Yeah, I'm Cody. Remember me?" And yeah, wives don't care. Look at that face. Don't care. Don't care. Not all that, Cody. Kids are more important for sure. All right. Oh, like the shirt. Can you see it? I've had this shirt forever. Isn't that cute? It's from Target. It wasn't from Goodwill. I got this when my kids were in high school. I had it a long time ago. But, you know, it's still holding up. I'm surprised that, like, these dresses and these clothes didn't come off or anything. But it didn't. Okay, here we go. We are going to play the whole thing. So it's going to start with the recap in case you missed the last episode. But if you did, you can go back. The live is posted. Last live was the big fight. This one is going on from there, which is basically when Cody decides to make up. What? No hug? Here we go.
I got into this conversation wanting to keep it logical, and I figured we would take this step by step. Really, truly, I don't think he's looking for an excuse.
Tell the world how I've lied, how I've manipulated, how I've done you wrong. I don't know what there is to talk about.
Janelle not coming over on Christmas?
No.
I thought you were talking to her about this and stuff.
Oh, no, we didn't talk. We yelled at each other.
So in my mind, he is out of balance.
And out of my life. Rachel's proud of Janelle. He's talking about. Oh. Too loud. We are in Utah right now.
I'm going to have Aspen and Mitch and McKelty and Tony over, and we're going to paint on canvases pictures for Valentine's Day. Okay, there's these big brushes. I don't know how big of a brush we need. And there's this. There's another big one. That, and then Tony, you want to do a base coat? Listen, I love going to like paint and wine nights. It's just super fun. It's just a blast.
I don't know, what are we painting? Mom, what are we painting? It's Valentine's Day thing.
It's just a tree with hearts on it. Tony McKelty's doing fantastic. So they have Avalon now. It's fun to watch your kids become a couple. It's even more fun to watch your kids and their spouse become parents. Tony is an adorable dad with Avalon. It's adorable. She is the busiest kid. She's really the love of my life. Okay, everyone needs to get their palette and put on your palette white, black, all your colors. The colors are black, blue, orange, white, and red.
What do we need the most of?
I don't know. I've never done this before. Aspen and Mitch have been married for a couple of years. It's awesome to see how well they do and how well they communicate and work things out. And they're just a great couple to be around. So you guys excited? I don't have any Valentine's decorations up so far.
Why do you have any Valentine's decorations?
Because I don't have Valentine's this year.
You can have Avalon for your Valentine's.
I am going to have Avalon for my Valentine's. So you guys can go out on a date. Valentine's Day was something that was just always, we didn't know what to do. It's not a real polygamist friendly holiday, if you can imagine. It's like,
I'm not really planning much for Valentine's Day this year. Cody and I are definitely not in communication. Plus, if we were, I wouldn't really want to do Valentine's Day with him or with the family.
Valentine's Day is a tricky holiday for a plural family. This year, it's just holy crap, complicated and
Captain
hard
Obvious.
and horrible.
I'm not doing a damn thing for Valentine's Day. Listen, you have to have a Valentine to do Valentine's Day. I did this like the one that I did with Isabel. I mean, they all are garbage.
Oh, that's sad.
Dad and I did one together. We did
That one?
no, didn't.
You still have it?
Nope.
Is it framed upstairs somewhere while you're waiting to be in love again?
Nope.
Tony, you don't want to your phone. if mom kept something from dad.
He kept the frame and I'll hold them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody wasn't very. There were some times where he would like bring over a Valentine's Day gift.
I got base is too heavy.
Sometimes he would just give it to you there at night with everybody there. So I should have more sympathy and empathy for Cody, but I didn't. Not really. Now he just has Robin, so he's probably fine. Oh, that was snarky. That was rude.
Are you gonna move on and find a new husband?
Yes.
When? So Truly just is not ready. I'm gonna talk to Truly about it and see. But I do have to tell you guys something. So I've been talking to a matchmaker, like the professional kind for things.
My
Aspen.
professional kind, yeah. I'm nervous. I'm super nervous about dating. Super nervous about dating. And I'm not ready. I didn't have a great intimate marriage at all. And so the idea of putting myself out there again, just no, I'm not ready. As far as body, I want bald, tattoos, and driving a motorcycle. That's the vision. Just saying the tattoos would be fantastic. Just it's pretty much Cody's opposite, not on purpose, but maybe. I'm just looking for something that Cody never was because I just want someone who's a partner, a good communicator, someone who's funny. I'd love a sense of humor.
I told them about everything, like whole big family and everything, and they said, you know, for first, why don't you leave it that you have 6 kids, but you have 3 grandkids?
I told my matchmaker everything from being public to being a polygamist to leaving to my kids. They might as well know everything. They might as well. And then they can kind of pick and choose what do you think would be a good thing to start with? Well, let's just start that you're a female and you're 50 and you have some kids. And that's it. That's it. That's all they need to know.
Smart.
So I am definitely going for monogamous this time. I'm done with the polygamy thing. Just good. Especially because like I feel like with polygamy, once you try it once, really what's the point after that?
Have you concluded that it doesn't work?
Not for me. It did. I'm not gonna say it didn't because I'm not gonna regret where I am. You know. That's good.
And we have from polygamy.
Right. All of you guys are because of polygamy, so I don't regret it at all.
It took me a long time to leave. It took me years to leave. So leaving our church, I was going to do it classy. Leaving my marriage, I was going to do it classy and I was going to do it without bitterness. That doesn't mean that sometimes I'm frustrated and sometimes I'm angry and sometimes I'm disappointed and I don't like all of the control that happens. I'm still going to be as classy as possible.
We'll go on several dates, like whoever, and if it doesn't
Yeah.
work, I'll go on several dates again. But it's only going to be with people who I can trust around.
Christine, if
Yeah.
you want to try all the ice cream flavors, you're welcome down which one you want.
Tony, did you try all the ice cream flavors?
Yeah.
He did. Mom, Tony tried every single ice cream flavor out there
Did-
twice before he settled on me.
It's just,
No.
he's just a little.
I don't know. Every single ice cream flavor out
Stop.
there has been sampled by my husband, mother. Okay, well, I don't know if I need to sample all the ice cream flavors.
Tony is not afraid to bring up things that are uncomfortable. No, I will not be sampling all the ice cream flavors. No.
So
Nor
I married
has he.
someone who apparently wasn't physically attracted to me. And the biggest reason why I haven't dated is because I don't get that. Babe, and the biggest reason I haven't dated is because it's a self-esteem hit. And honestly, it's been hard to get over that.
When did you know that? You're gorgeous.
The biggest reason I left Cody was I didn't want to be in a marriage where my kids would know that I was married to someone who wasn't attracted to me. So leaving was the choice because I wasn't going to stay in a marriage like that and I wasn't going to show my kids that that was acceptable because it's not.
It's really hard to get beyond that in my head.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I've been scared. And so I know we talked about going to a bar and then we talked about all the stuff. I'm not ready. I'm scared. He's the only guy I've ever kissed.
Oh my God, what if I suck at kissing? What if I suck at everything like that? I don't know.
Everything
I know
like that.
someone didn't like it. Do you see why it's scary? Do you see why it is terrifying? It is terrifying.
So I understand you're scared and stuff because I mean you were married for 25-ish years. The guy you were married with was never into it. Like that sucks. But that's his problem, not yours.
It's equal, scary and exciting all the time. Both. Because yes, I want to date, but oh my God, no, that sounds really, really, really terrifying and scary and vulnerable and no, and but still at the same time, yes, gosh, yes. See, it's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Okay, I am gonna say
That's true.
thank you for your guys' support.
I really like my kids. I really like them a lot. They're extremely supportive and good and kind and wanting the best for me.
Okay. Oh God, next behind your basket.
I'm definitely not gonna get like full scoops of ice cream. I might go and do like the can I have a spoon of that flavor, but just a spoon, maybe, but never a full scoop of any flavor. That's way too much. Way too much of anything. I don't know. Too much. Way too much. I don't know.
I haven't said anything to Rob.
Okay. Not a whole lot to say. I remember when I first watched that, I wasn't like thrilled with all of it. It felt like one of those filler kind of situations. But the unnecessary track that Tony and McKelty took really annoyed me when I was watching it because you could tell it was just not true. Tony tried all the flavors twice. I mean, oh, I'm sure now if somebody put her feet to the fire, she would say, well, obviously I was just joking. And I mean, it is obvious that she's not telling the truth. But the way she's so serious and she's continuing to paint, she doesn't like crack a smile or anything. And she just kept going with it. It was just like, enough. Don't believe you. I don't know. It came across to me like an insecurity on her part. So she wanted to let everybody know that he's the bee's knees. And she got him. Maybe because, I mean, it was pretty clear, even her own parents weren't really fond of Tony initially, and they weren't really fond of the marriage. And so I am sure if they were following social media, there probably wasn't a whole lot of love and support for him out there as well. So maybe it was her way of just sort of saying, y'all are wrong. He's amazing. Anyway, it felt very disingenuous, so I didn't enjoy it. I love how Christine's favorite ideal of a man, and she had 3 characteristics, not content of character, like physical appearance of a man is the physical appearance of a man that she ended up with. And to boot, his character compared to Cody's character, I mean, non-comparable. He seems like a really nice guy. Obviously, we don't know him that well. He seems very soft-spoken and, he's not like Christine in terms of, there's a camera? Well, sure, I'll say something. All right. Morticia, funny. All right. First live. Oops. It keeps moving. I clicked on the wrong thing, but I'll reread that. Christine was looking for the anti-Cody. Yeah. And she found him, right? Annabelle Magoo, welcome to your first live. We're so glad you're here. Whoop, whoop. Can we get to 214 likes? I can't see the likes on the screens that I have popped up on my screen. So y'all are going to have to just tell each other, hit the like button. Just hit that like button. All right. Oh, right, Meri. That was sort of the introduction when they first met and Christine said, what are you doing? And he's like, well, it's my birthday, and on my birthday, I take out all my kids and their spouses and all the grandkids, and I take them all out to dinner. So he foots the bill and takes every. Could you imagine Cody? I mean, he gets upset when a big party's thrown for him and he gets presents. And it's a expensive laptop and he doesn't like it. That's Cody. Contradictory to that, we have the man who wants nothing but wants to give. On his birthday, he wants to give and serve. Very different. Very different. All right. Um, let's see. Somebody else was also saying, I saw here quickly, something to the effect of that they could see Tony wanting to be a player, and I could see him wanting to be a player. He just has no game. No, no game. No game at all. I'm gonna put some chapstick on because lips are dry. Okay. Let me check out here, talking about all the flavors. um, Christine's husband is successful, has his own business, while Cody's bumming off of his ex-wives. Yeah, all of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you know what? I feel like I was going to do a video on that soon because Robin was part of the committee of women that were sitting down at the kitchen table discussing what they should get him. And when it came up to laptop, and they're like, is that what we're deciding or deciding? She agreed. But then Cody opens it up. He's disappointed. Laptop equals work. Actually, I wonder if we kind of talked about this last time, but I didn't think about whether the intent of the other wives was initially, let's get him a laptop. Then he doesn't have to be at Robin's all the time in his office doing his work. He has a mobile office. I wonder if that was ever the intent behind it initially. They did, I remember, start off saying, oh, he's been wanting one, or he said he wanted one, or something to the effect of like it wasn't all there. Now that I have chapstick on and the fan is blowing, every little cat hair and piece of dust is gonna stick to my lips. I'm sorry. He did mention it wasn't completely their idea. Their idea was to give him something he said he really wanted. A nice laptop. I'd love it if somebody gave me a laptop. He's so childish. If it's not a toy, he doesn't want it. All right. Hello, Meri in the Midlands. Okay. Kathy says, like Robin who came hat in hand. Well, that is to be expected. You be humble when you're asking to have your debt paid by the OG3 wives. You'd think, right? Painfully obvious why the family prefers David. Indeed. Painfully obvious. Kathy said there's a clip that has Cody saying, why was David accepted in the family and not Robin? Oh, really? And I thought, oh, shut up, Cody. David has money more than you and not $32,000 in debt. Yeah. He doesn't come with this financial baggage that she came with for sure. Yeah, right? Like, he doesn't have the girls lining up. Are you kidding me? Ugh. Birdie K says the wallpaper on the laptop was probably a picture of Robin and Cody kissing in the Wicked sports car that has so many memories, according to Robin. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He probably doesn't know how to use it. Yeah. He's probably like, oh, great. Work. And by work, I mean I have to figure out how to make this thing go. Oh, goodness. Okay. We're going to continue on. Yeah, Cody is holding a baby in the scene when he meets. That's probably his way to kind of protect himself. That's what he was probably doing there. That was one of the twins. I have to remember which one's which. I can't remember. Because you can tell them apart because one has red hair and the other one has brown hair. I don't remember which one was which. The sports Okay, it keeps moving. The sports car is where? She got her answer. That's right. Uh-huh. David knows how to treat children as precious as they are themselves. Yes. It it seems like, from what we've seen so far, doesn't it seem like he treats Christine's kids better than Cody does? No wonder they all embraced him. Yeah. Kind. He's just kind. That's all you need to do. Not swear at your kids and ignore them. You know, simple little things go a long way. All right, here we go. For those who are following along, we are at 9 minutes and 51 seconds. Still says coming up, so I'm not quite. There we go.
So I'm gonna go over and talk to Cody. So this is the first time that we're gonna really talk, and since our big fight before Christmas.
You act
Mm.
like this is
Do you
not
want
your
this
fault.
relationship
I
between
don't
you and I
know,
to
do
work?
you? Because when you say choose your loyalties, choose between me and your children.
Now
I'm
you
so
are
glad she
literally
shared that.
gaslighting. I was only asking everybody to obey the rules of our home.
I was always just really quick to want conflict behind me, so I would just be like, okay, and we would never resolve anything. We would just sort of pick up where we left off and smooth it over and whatever. And I have realized this time it's just not working for me anymore. I really want to be treated differently, and I want some more things out of a relationship. Can we do that with ours? It would be stupid to throw away 30 years or whatever, but I don't know. I really just don't know if we really can fix that.
Hello, morning. How are
Mary's
you?
house. Well,
Good.
B&B.
So my best friend Jen runs the B&B for me. And so today we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the plans that we've kind of been discussing. I have to show you something that somebody brought
For
or
me?
left. No. I mean, her number one job title is BFF, Bestie Extraordinaire. We're going to have to
She is a
have
good
something a
bestie.
little bit official because that might look weird on a business card. Check this out. One of our guests left that. Oh, isn't that sweet? I do love that. One of the guests
Pillow with Meri
left
and her mom.
this pillow with a picture of me and my mom on it. It was very sweet. You know, a lot of people knew my mom. Like, she was the kind of person that if you were around her, you were all that mattered. Oh my God, it's been almost a year. Almost a year. Nope, not gonna cry, but I love it. I love it. My mom loved living here at the B&B. She was like so at home. She absolutely loved it.
Hmm.
So I haven't said anything to Robin yet about what my plans are. I wanted to a couple of weeks ago. Like, really, there's no time that's going to be good. So I'm planning on moving my clothing business from Flagstaff up here to the B&B. And I need to let Robin know because I feel like she's the only one who's really going to care and is honestly going to kind of have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
So then, like, this is done. Like, you've made your decision. You know what you're going to do. Like, for real.
It causes me a lot of anxiety, but yes, I'm going to move the clothing up here so that I can be here more often. You can help me with that part of it.
I will totally help you.
'Cause
During school hours.
Yes.
You've got me.
Yes.
I've been best friends with Meri for about 10-ish years. We met because she hired me as a professional killer. And so I was murder for hire for a few years, and we just maintained our friendship through that.
It's true. My relationship with Jen is just a lot of fun. We know how
It's
to
funny
laugh
the
and have
first
a
time
good
we heard
time.
it.
In Las
But
Vegas,
now it's in
I
every
owned a pest
interview.
control company. And so she hired my pest control company, and I provided pest control services for all the homes and just became friends with her through that.
there's a lot going on, but at the same time, like, I think she's going to understand. You're only gonna be here like part-time. You'll still be going back.
Yeah. So I'd like my relationship with Cody to get to a place where we have like a good marriage relationship, but that's not where it is right now. And I feel like when I tell him I'm going to be moving my business up to the B&B, he's going to interpret that as that I am done with this relationship. And that's not where I am.
And purely selfishly, I love this because, like,
Oh,
now
trust
you're
me,
here.
I love it too.
Like, we're back in the same town for
I
the first time
know.
since Vegas, so this is big for me.
I know. Jen and I have been friends for like so long. She's really been there for me. She was around when I did the legal divorce so that Cody and Robin could get married and he could adopt the kids. She was around and helped me figure out a lot of stuff with the whole catfishing situation. Jen very much knows her boundaries. And one of those is she's not going to go out and talk about me or my family.
Have you done anything in the carriage house? I haven't been out there since it started to snow.
The carriage house has a lot of stuff in it. I need to figure out cleaning that out and what to do with all this stuff because that's where I plan on putting the clothing business once I move it up.
Want to go look at it?
Yeah, we should go look at it and figure out a plan.
It's gonna be cold out there. You ready?
Oh,
You have to visualize, like, you have to see it.
I know I need to.
We'll just take garbage bags. We'll just start throwing crap in, and then it'll be fine.
Even when it's cleaned out, it probably won't fit in here very well. I'm gonna have to do some changing for sure.
Because there's event stuff out there too. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's gonna have to be moved for that to be the
Turn
space you
into the
want it to
clothing.
be.
Okay, let's go look at that. I'm not looking forward to going and looking at it because I know what needs to be done and it's very overwhelming and it's just a big, like a hot mess. Like it is such a mess. There's so much that's going to have to be done to this to make it workable for my business.
Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
Good.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
You gonna give me a hug?
All right. Again, not a whole lot of content. I guess there was some. I love that Meri has that B&B. Boy, best move she ever made was get that B&B for sure. Absolutely. It's hers. It's in her name. She owes nobody anything. I think it's amazing. I still don't think it's right that they didn't give her any money and she was still putting money into the pot though for, Robin's kids to go to private school apparently. If anyone has more deets on that, let me know. Well, and Robin's mansion and all the utilities and all her shopping bills and everything else. Nothing for Janelle. I don't think a penny of Meri's money ever went to Janelle because Janelle just gave and gave and gave and expected nothing in return, just crumbs, and she was happy with it and she was content. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Let's see. Artists, I don't know if they made one house. Technically, it would only be her. The chat keeps moving. And Cody. So if they leave empty-handed. That's true, Crystal. Unless if they left, they would have an agreement where he would pay them money to go because obviously the sale of the house would then be his. But you can't have more than a husband and wife as a primary owner on a house. There's no way they could have put all those women on that house. So you know what I bet Cody would have done? I bet he would have said either one, Robin has to be on it because she's my legal wife and that's who I file taxes with, so her name will go on it. Or two, only my name goes on it. And then that way it's fair to all the wives. And then eventually, upon my death, it gets divided amongst who's ever still alive or left or something along that line. He would have found some way to do that. But they would have been out. At least this way Christine got back what was in that house. Oh goodness. Let's see here. Yep, absolutely. Cindy from Australia. What is the talk about the breakdancer from Australia in Australia? I'm curious what Australians are saying. Starting to feel bad for her a little bit. I mean, it looked like she didn't know what she was doing, but we're coming down pretty hard. It's on like late night comedy shows and it's all over the place. Okay, I'm curious what the Aussies think because she represented your country. I think Australia sent a really good. I didn't watch all the breaking. I mean, it's 2 weeks long. I didn't have time to watch much of anything. The little bits that I caught when I would run into the kitchen to get myself a refill on a drink or to make food is all I saw. Because the television would just be on in the living room. I think though, wearing the same colors and same kind of uniform, I saw a guy who was really good breaking. So it's not representative of Aussies not being able to dance. Just curious what somebody actually from Australia. It's so great that we can talk to people from around the world and get their opinions. Okay. Let's see. Could the house have been owned by the LLC? I guess. And then they would rent it or use it from the LLC? Boy, what a tax mess. But I guess they could. The LLC is now defunct. It doesn't even exist anymore. They got rid of it. So I wonder if the LLC would have had it if they would be in the same situation. Like, I want to know if these women got any of their money out of that LLC when they left. I don't know. Janelle better have. She had nothing. Nothing. She had a rental. And then she gave all the money there. You know, she had, I don't want to say nothing. She has a successful Plexus MLM business. And hopefully she'll get some sort of gardening, canning, jams. I want to buy a Janelle jam. Janelle jam. Come on. Strawberry preserve, something. I don't know. Whatever she's going to, because vegetables aren't going to like travel well. But if she cans stuff, I'm buying some. Okay. Yes. Meri has her asset. Yeah, probably. You're probably right, Artist Creek. Probably right. Robin probably would have been on it because she would have insisted on it in private, behind closed doors. But then in public, she would have been like, you know, I don't know why he put my name on it. It wasn't my idea at all. Okay. Whoops, it jumped ahead again. Somebody said, I'm glad that Meri has that business all to herself. And now I lost it. Artist Creek says breakdancing's too subjective. I think so too. They were testing it out. Like, I'm almost positive I heard it's not going to be in the Olympics in LA, which is odd because when you think of the breakdancing scene, you kind of think of LA. Skateboarding and breakdancing. All right. The one who looked like Robin. I never thought about her looking like Robin. Does she look like Robin to you? That's funny. Okay. We're a little off topic, ladies. Who cares? Virgo Earth Angel, thank you for the Snapchat. Snapchat? Super chat. Snapchat, that's a thing of the past. I mean, I think it still exists, but that was a big thing when my kids were in middle school and high school. And I don't think they use it anymore. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. We'll go from there. So different countries see different things than, I guess that makes sense. There's so many things going on at a time that you can't really see it. Although NBC had if you went on the Peacock channel, you could see all the different things, they would have what was streaming live, and there were a couple choices, and then they would have clips of what like happened earlier in the day, like videos of them to click on. So you didn't have to just watch the regular NBC channel straight live stream that we're used to ever since we were small, because we didn't have cable or streaming or any such things when we were kids. Let's see, Krista, Australia and the UK. Okay. They all had different stuff there. Okay. Christine was a genius making that deal. Well, we saw that Christine, as soon as he mentioned the one house thing, is when she really started thinking, I don't know about the future of this marriage. Like, that's, I mean, I'm sure she thought about it before. Because, I mean, living with him and getting no attention, it has to come in and out of your mind from time to time. But I think when she was really serious about it was when not only he convinced them to go to Flagstaff, but then after that, he presented the whole one house drawings and idea. And then she's like, you know, so when she bought her house because she couldn't find a rental, I don't know how hard she looked. I think she was just being smart and been like, you know what? This house is kind of perfect. I'll just buy it. With the proceeds from the house that I sold in Vegas, I will put into the down payment on this house. Brilliant. She saw the writing on the wall. And I think the other two thought, I'm in this to the very end. I think Christine's the only one that for a while was like, this is not working. And is there something better out there? Okay. Here we go. We are at 16:38 for anyone who's following along on the TV or streaming or the phone.
Seen him since he blew up
Sorry.
and walked out of my
Let me go
apartment.
back. Here we go. 16:38.
I have an appointment to meet with Cody. I have not seen him since he blew up and walked out of my apartment right before Christmas. I have not really missed Cody. I mean, I missed him, but I didn't really miss him. I'm not pining for him.
About 6 weeks ago, before Christmas, Janelle and I had a major blow-up fight. We haven't seen each other since.
Thank you.
So we're going to meet for lunch and sort of talk it out, I guess.
The server's wearing a mask. How long
Thank
ago
you.
was this?
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
You going to give me a hug? How are you?
Good.
Ooh, cold water. It's
Okay,
winter.
he'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. So,
Complain,
how are you?
complain.
Are you good?
Yeah, I mean, everything's okay.
Okay.
Awkward.
I mean, yeah.
Didn't go really good last time we talked.
Oh, that's funny.
Nope. That's an understatement.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, we both did our fair share of screaming. for
Well,
sure.
I'm embarrassed by my behavior, but I'm also realizing that you don't have a safe way to talk to me.
It's a little bit of a blur,
Safe.
the last conversation, because I was so shocked. So he came in and he was kind of angry when he came in. He sort of had that chip on his shoulder.
Hey, it's winter out there.
And all I was going to do was just establish that we're doing Christmas separately. And the boys were asking if you thought you would come over, and I said
No.
I wasn't optimistic.
No, I'm not coming over. It's I have a house. I have a place where we would have Christmas.
Not coming over
And
for
he
Christmas.
just lost it.
You act like this is
Do
not
you
your
want this
fault.
relationship
I
between you
don't
and I
know,
to
do
work?
you? Because when you say choose your loyalties, choose between me and your children.
Now you are literally gaslighting.
I
I was
not.
only asking everybody to obey the rules of our home. I felt just like I had just endured 2 years of betrayal from Janelle. I triggered so badly. I was just so angry.
No,
No,
you stay
I'm
and
done
talk.
listening to you.
You stay and talk.
No. I'm not going to, because you're not listening,
You're not listening to me.
and I'm not going to.
Okay, so we're done.
Goodbye.
You.
Oof.
It was ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was sad. I mean, this divorce is affecting me in every way. It's affecting all my relationships. I'm realizing that
It's all Christine's fault.
I am morphing or transmuting grief into anger, and I realize that I'm just not a safe place for you to have a conversation. So just one trigger after another just set me off.
Well, my relationship with you is crap because I'm so angry about this divorce. Well, be a man, separate your relationships like you have for our entire plural marriage, and pay attention here.
I forgot that line.
I do think I want to stay separated for now.
Really, you want to stay separated?
Yeah, I do.
I'm sort of surprised that she doesn't want to try and reconcile, that she wants to be separated. We've been separated probably 2 or 3 times in the past.
She's always come back.
I always felt like that was because she couldn't manage the relationship with her sister wives. I never felt like that was over me, but maybe I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really, really willing to do some counseling if we can find somebody.
I think that's more fair. Christine just dropped this on me.
I just know that I
Christine
need to
again.
be separate right now. You know?
Okay.
I mean, I still have a lot of affection for you. Yeah, maybe some counseling is a good idea.
I other than just that experience where I'm blowing up over really just, I guess, rejection. You guys are doing Christmas without me. It's a
You know, Christine and I didn't do Christmas together, right? We did it separate. And she came after.
Mm-hmm. He
but it
knows
was
that.
still a Christmas celebration, basically the family getting together.
Well, I mean, and this is where I think we need to be really tread carefully till we can have a third party. I mean, Cody, I
I'm not
didn't
gonna
know.
get angry anymore.
I didn't know what to do about my boys. That's really what's the make
All
or
I
break.
have to do is have a conversation with them. And I don't want to do this. This is really the point. I don't want to be in a place where we're just acting like nothing has happened. I think in some ways that's what was happening with Christine and I. When I would have conversations with her about our relationship,
Drink.
it was too uncomfortable for her. She didn't like having those conversations. And yet she left with me sort of holding the bag, never knowing that she was going to leave. She was making plans on leaving, having a discussion with people about leaving, telling the kids, the adult kids, you told me she had told you she was planning on leaving. And then when she leaves, I'm like, she never told me.
So when Cody talks about Christine and him splitting up, it always shocks me that he purports that he never saw this coming.
Mm-hmm.
He's been telling me for years that he wasn't attracted to Christine. They were struggling in their marriage. I would have left his ass the first time he said that to me. I would have.
I'm not going to be angry with you anymore, okay? I'm just, so, if you want to do a separation, I understand, but I'm not going to be angry anymore. If I get angry, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to be accusatory. I realize that I'm morphing this grief.
For the last month or so, I've vacillated between I never ever want to see you again to, so I got to figure it out. I do not know how to reconcile with you unless my kids can all be. Cody,
I'm not making
you
it.
haven't even talked to Savannah in 6 weeks. Like, you didn't even call her at Christmas or anything. Like, nothing.
Well, everybody. When Janelle and Christine kicked me out of their house, and then when Christine leaves, they separate me from the environment that I know my children in. I'm struggling to survive all the heartbreak here while they sit here and play mean girls together.
Oh my gosh.
So Janelle's not in love with me. I think she thinks I'm hot. I got nice pecs and a great 6-pack abs.
He's staring.
That's all she's interested in.
I'm like, whoa, buddy, you're way missing the boat here. There's way more to a marriage.
than just physical attraction. And I feel like we're in big danger here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing a lot of business, and when I'm doing business, a lot of times it's happening in the evening, so I haven't been around to do stuff with her after school.
I don't know. So maybe there's a lot to unwind here.
And the
Almost all my interaction with Robin's children are because I'm with Robin and interacting with her children.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I have to make a plan with Savannah and interact with her without Janelle.
Yeah.
If I was at home with Janelle, interacting with Janelle and Savannah, this would be every 2 nights. I'd be 2 nights at Robin's and 2 nights at Janelle, and 2 nights at Robin and 2 nights at Janelle. But Janelle's just made that clear that that's not going to be happening.
Not his fault, it's Janelle's fault.
Well, COVID's one of those things that
No, it's not about COVID, Cody. It's about only seeing one person's perspective. I mean, that's what I felt like. I mean, you're like, my boys have to apologize to Robin.
I know one of the issues between Janelle and Cody is this idea that Cody's asking for an apology from the boys. I never asked for one. I never wanted one. And I did not know that he was asking for one for me. And I'm not actually happy that he was doing that.
Garrison.
You might not agree, but I agree with her. I believe her.
Listen,
Shocking, I
There's a
know.
reason for that.
yeah,
Calls her up and accuses her of the one doing all this COVID stuff. That's like really weird to transmute that much stuff onto somebody that was only being compliant with what I was saying we needed to do in order to protect our family.
okay, it's not about COVID. Tit for tat COVID, it's over, whatever. Like, it's really just about feeling like you're a father to all and a husband to all.
But I'm not respected by all.
I mean, I don't know, Cody.
You earn it.
I do not know how we come back from this. I mean, do you really want to still have a plural family? Sometimes I can't tell.
His face looks so confused. He did not expect her to say that. I don't know how we come back from this. He did not expect that. He's like, huge furrowed brow, like, what are you talking about? You always come back. I can say whatever I want and eventually you're going to forgive me. But this is crazy. What are you talking about? Oh, this conversation is rich. Unbelievable. Okay. Starts off with the worst. What? No hug? Reminds me of like the creepy old man or the creepy uncle that you have that when as a kid you wanted to stay away from. He's like, hey, come here, give me a kiss. And then the first thing out of his mouth is a complaint. Ew, cold water. I can't. You know what? If you're so cold, Cody, take off the flimsy little leather jacket and put on a down coat. So ridiculous. All right. Did you notice in this in the trailer he has a new leather jacket? It's not brown anymore, it's black. Got himself a new leather jacket. I hope it has a liner in it. It's somewhat warmer since he complains about being cold all the time. Okay. And in his talking head, he has the nerve to say, I endured 2 years of betrayal from Janelle. Oh my gosh. I endured 2 years of betrayal from Janelle. All her fault. No, there's one semi kind of. I might take responsibility, but it's more of a maybe it was this way. It wasn't, wow, I really screwed up and I need to take an onus of responsibility. I don't know if I wrote it down, but we'll see. Maybe it'll come to me. And he's transmuting. He's transmuting twice. He's transmuting grief to anger. And he's not a safe place to be because of Christine. It's Christine's fault. He understands Janelle. Like, you just need to understand, I'm transmuting this grief into anger because of Christine. because of her leaving. So like that's why we had that fight. It's not about me treating you poorly or me saying the wrong thing to you or me being a terrible, no, it's Christine's fault. Christine's fault. Oh, the killer line, I don't even remember this. I should go back and rewatch my videos where, oh no, this is only episode 6. I don't even have a review on this video. I didn't start until episode 10. She said, because of course he brings up Christine again. This conversation has nothing to do with Christine. In Cody's head, everything has to do with Christine because he needs a scapegoat and she's not there and she can't defend herself. So we're just going to blame everything on Christine. No matter how it looks, it'll be Christine's fault unless I can find somebody else to blame. But by and large, we're just going to say Christine. So he's upset about Christine. And then her line, Janelle says, you need to separate your relationships like you have our whole plural marriage. When somebody could say, well, that's what you're supposed to do as a guy is separate your marriages and all that. But you could see the way she said it. It was totally a dig. Totally a dig. Separate your relationships, will you? Like you have our whole, like, don't blend them together now. Don't keep bringing Christine up. Well, it has nothing to do with our fight, our relationship, or your relationship with my kids. Christine, not involved. He can't help himself. And he said Janelle has left a couple times in the past, but always come back. And I always thought it was because she couldn't manage her relationships with her sister wives. And of course she did. You didn't think anything was your responsibility or your fault. That's where he said, maybe I was wrong. He didn't say I was wrong. He just said, maybe I was wrong. Oh, Lynn Skinner, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. Super chat. Let's see. And then he goes on to say, well, at Christmas it got crazy because Christine just dropped this on me. Again, pretending like he had no idea they were in an unhealthy relationship. You know what? Sadly, he might be telling the truth here. Although we only see a few hours of his life, according to him. We all saw the writing on the wall years ago. But I think he's so caught up in himself that he really didn't believe any of these women would ever leave him. He could treat them however he wanted to, and they'd stay. Maybe he even thought because of the television show they wouldn't leave. Well, they're not going to leave out on a paycheck, so I've got him locked in. Could be. And then Janelle saying we didn't celebrate. He's like, the Christmas thing together, just really, she's like, we didn't celebrate Christmas together. You know that, right? And he's like, beat, pause. I mean, I'm pretty sure that even Robin told him that in the last episode. And he came up with like some sort of excuse and went on. And sure enough, he did the same thing. Well, it was a Christmas celebration. Okay. The kids were all in town together and wanted to see each other. But they didn't do it at Christmas. They were in different states for Christmas. But then after Christmas, because everyone was in town, they got together. I mean, if you want to call it a Christmas celebration, fine. He had no idea what was going on there. As far as he knows, he thought TLC was going to show a Christmas tree with all the presents and they were going to have the kid exchange and they were going to do everything. And they didn't do that. They got together because they love each other and they're friends and more than just siblings. So ridiculous. I wish she would have just said, it wasn't a Christmas celebration. But she just let it drop because she's Janelle. She's like, listen, this isn't worth it. And it's like going round and round the merry-go-round with him anyway. So at some point you have to just get off. Say, fine, keep circling. I'm out. Oh, then he mentions Christine again. I don't know, I just wrote Christine and circled it. Christine again. Should count how many times he mentions Christine. in this argument with Janelle about his relationship with Janelle and also his relationship with Janelle's kids. Crazy. And then she points out that, and this is the first time we heard this from her, he's been telling me for years that he is not physically attracted to Christine. Ouch. Ouch. Talk about talking behind each wife's backs like, oh no, I don't share anything with one wife or another wife. Not only share, but he's sharing his deep, dark, intimate feelings about another wife to one wife. I think this is a major no-no in the world of polygamy. Can't believe he did that. But, it wouldn't be his fault if he tried to put his feet to the fire. He'd say, well, I didn't have a choice. Like, Christine was driving me crazy, and I needed to vent to somebody, and Janelle is good at listening. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Oh, Janelle had some zingers here that I really liked. When she goes on about how he has been telling Christine also that he's not attracted to her. Janelle says, I would have left his ass the first time he told me that. Yes. Well, and he said some pretty bad stuff to you the other day, so then we see her leave him. His line about seeing the kids is difficult. First of all, he was incensed when she brought up the fact he hasn't seen or contacted Savannah for 6 weeks and let Christmas go by without even a gift or a phone call. Well, pause. He's like, okay, there's a camera going. Oh, what am I going to say? It's true. And his talking head, he says, well, they separate me from the environment where I know my children, so I don't have a relationship with them. He couldn't call Savannah for 6 weeks because Janelle said you can't spend the night in my bed. She never said you can't come over to this apartment. Never. She just said you don't have a place to live here. That's it. He's such a liar and a manipulator and a twisting of the truth. Yikes. And then this is the part that you're probably all going to be shocked, but I really do believe Robin when she said, I didn't want an apology. I don't think she did. I mean, I think she was upset. I think she was hurt. I think she was crying. I think she was complaining about the boys and the other kids and how nobody likes her, nobody likes her kids, and how ostracized she feels. And I'm sure there were lots of tears and a ton of drama. So that, I believe, happened. And then Cody, in his Superman put on the cape mode, I'm going to take care of this. They're going to apologize to her to make this right so that they can learn how wrong they were. And she was probably like, ugh. I mean, at the beginning, she probably thought, oh, that's nice. He has my back. But when it blew up, then she could say, I never asked for that. And I just can't see her asking for it. Oh, it's almost like I'm defending her. But I can't see her saying, I won't do it unless I get an apology. Just doesn't seem part of her character, but it's totally in line with Cody's character. Like, he's done it in the past when the boys were all arguing upstairs at Janelle's house. And he was on his laptop, actually using it and ignoring anything that was going on and just doing work. I'm sure they were thrilled that now he's working at their homes. As opposed to him coming earlier in the day and doing work there. Now he still shows up at 6 o'clock at night, but now brings work with him so that he can just look down. And, they said he used to be on his phone the whole time, so at least the laptop. So, yeah, that was a scene where the boys were arguing and, he's like, hey, no, you need to apologize to her. Then you need to apologize to him, and then you have to apologize to me. Now go downstairs and go apologize to your mom. Okay, the mom wasn't really even involved in any of this. She was so hands off that she's like, Cody, take care of your boys, handle them. They didn't need to go apologize to her. They didn't do anything wrong. But that's Cody's MO. So I totally get that this was all his idea and he just thought, I'm going to make it right. Nobody talks bad about Robin, the precious one. And I will back up the fact that I do believe that she thought that that was wonderful. I think it was all his idea, but I think that she thought when she found out about it, she was kind of like, yeah, let's put them in their place. Yeah. Until it went left. And then she could say, oh, it wasn't my idea. Probably the only time she didn't tell a lie. In my opinion, I don't know. It's just how I see it. Okay. And I'm not respected. Drink again, where you hear the word respect from Cody. I'm not respected from everybody. I don't know when he's going to learn that respect is something that you earn, especially when the kids become adults. You can demand it from your young little ones. You can't demand it from an adult. You have to earn it. You have to be somebody who's worthy of respect. And he's not demonstrating any behaviors that are worthy of respect. But he's upset that he's not respected. Robin just looks the other way and continues to, I don't even know if she respects him. She just sleeps with him and it makes him happy. I think that's what's happening. And so he calls it respect. That's fine. Oh, the precious. Yeah, I was thinking about that as I was saying precious. Precious one. Yes. Oh. Okay. No, Meri doesn't agree. Meri thinks it's all lies. She wanted a Zoom call. True. She's the one that wanted the Zoom call. She wanted the Zoom call. And she was like a dog with a bone when it came to that Zoom call. When people were like, yeah, it's not going to work. It's just too difficult. Let's just go ahead and do it. No, but we have to have a Zoom call. No, but we're busy. We can't. Let's just go ahead and choose names. And in her own words, she kept pushing. And then eventually when she kept pushing, they were like, and that was the end of that. Okay. Judith, her perspective is maybe Robin said something like, I don't know how I can forgive them for what they said and did. Then he got the idea of an apology. It's what's needed. It could have gone down that way. It wasn't a direct, I need an apology from them. But like, I just don't know how I'm going to come back or forgive them for this. And he's like, well, I know how. They'll apologize to you. And she probably went, yeah, that's a good idea. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean she didn't want the apology. She said she didn't want the apology. I think she wanted the apology. I think she was all on board, but I just think it was Cody's original idea. It's part of his MO. We've seen him do that in the past. I just haven't ever seen her say, I need an apology or I can't move on or you even need to, I don't know. I mean, could be. I could be wrong. But however it went down, I think that she thought that was a great idea because that puts her up on a pedestal too. And then she could be like, that's okay. Just don't do it again. Tweaktail. There's a term I've never heard before. All right. Danny thinks it's in her behavior to do it too. All right, you all disagree with me. That's fine. That's fine. We'll never know for sure. And we'll never get the truth. Well, Crystal, I think that's going to change. Crystal says, why doesn't Robin's children have to appear on the show, but the other children have to be? Well, the other kids are doing less and less. Like, Truly really wasn't even on that much, and she's pretty young in the past season. So they've really been stepping back, but the drama's been amping up between the spouses. Excuse me, I have the hiccups now. Get a good drink. So there hasn't been a need really to bring in the kids. Like the kids were the most interesting part. Well, the wives were the most interesting part at the beginning. And then it eventually, when the relationships became stale and redundant, like the kids sort of became a little bit more interesting. And then when this all happened, COVID, I even think the year before COVID, but definitely COVID, that's when it just amped up. And so there's not really a need to put the kids on anymore. However, I think, and we'll probably never know, but I think Robin is going to work hard to get her older kids who are over 18 on the show a lot this season and into the contract and get paid. Like get more money out of them. I don't know if they would do that, if TLC would do that, or if they just like, no. I could see her asking for that. Like I would like to feature them a little bit more, but now that they're adults, that they could be divided into the pot of money that used to go into the family fund. But now that we don't have the LLC anymore, instead of just dividing it up however many ways, we're really the people who are still here. So let's give them a significant role in all of this. And then the older kids get money from the show. I could see her wanting that. I don't know that TLC would buy it. Oh, goodness. Andrea's funny. How much time Cody and Robin must spend together trying to get their story straight. So true. Oh. All right. He should have Birdie K. Should have transmuted his anger into more hair. Yes. Her kids would find out she lied about no one liking them if they all got together. Yeah. This is true. This is true. She made a comment too. I would be in support of my kids doing stuff after Christine left. I would be in support of my kids doing stuff with them if ever they reached out or anything like that. And then they were not at the wedding. And Christine said, I've reached out a couple times and haven't gotten any response. Therefore, I didn't think the wedding was the appropriate place because obviously there's hurt feelings. So that was a lie. She did reach out. Christine directly reached out to Robin's kids and they didn't respond. They weren't allowed to. They ran and told mom what it said. And she's like, oh, do you think it's a good idea to respond or maybe just let it go? I could see her. But Robin wanted the apology until it never came. Yeah. And then became a big blown up storyline. Yeah, I think she wanted it. I just don't think she asked for it. But I think she wanted it. I'll agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, Vanpool. Yep. All right. Let's continue on. If you haven't already, DStat74 makes a recommendation. Please hit the like button for me. Do me a favor. Help out a small little channel. And if you haven't subscribed, do so now. What are you waiting for? There is nothing more to wait for. It's time to subscribe. Today is the day. I mean, if you've been around this long, just watching me ramble, I have other stuff that's way better. Just hit the subscribe button. When I have some good stuff that comes out, you'll see it. Okay, the best part is the chat. I'm just here. I'm a facilitator. Here we go. We are at 26:29 for everyone who's following along. Oops, and some sound.
It's fun to have dragon breath.
I should have brought like my winter boots.
This is at Meri's B&B.
Well, when you're here more often, you'll have them.
So this building, we call it the carriage house, and it is what I'm going to be putting my clothing business in. It's a huge project and I'm slightly overwhelmed.
I don't know if this is gonna happen.
I feel defeated.
Okay, you know how you love totes? Let's just put all this stuff in different totes and like mark them.
Just the whole thing in totes? They have big toes. So one of the things that Mom and I have always talked about
Really that
doing
much stuff.
here
They
is,
haven't seen my
like,
basement.
events. We've had a couple of weddings here. So like when we have those kinds of events, we need to have lots of chairs. I want to use a space for the clothing business. So I don't know what to do with it all.
You want a storage unit next to mine? Like for the event
why
stuff?
don't we just, duh.
Seriously.
Good idea. Let's just move it. Then we can shut that and lock that door. And I don't have to look at it or think about it. Garbage. I'm honestly in just this really weird situation. I don't really have much of a reason to be in Flagstaff except for the fact that I'd really like to heal my marriage. I mean, basically it's Robin and her kids that I see and have a relationship with. I enjoy being at the B&B. 2-car garage here. Commercial kitchen attached behind it. There's some things that I want to do here as far as like food that I need to have the commercial kitchen for. I feel like if I end up doing something more along the lines of events, it's going to be better business wise for me.
If you're gonna have weddings or anything that has to be catered, whether it's our caterer or someone they bring in, it's a separate kitchen.
It'll be so much nicer to have
I like that a
bigger
lot.
space there. Our family's tried to do different businesses throughout the years. Kind of our downfall with some of the businesses is the fact that there wasn't a person in charge. Like when we were doing my sister wife's closet, Robin should have been in charge.
I think in plural marriage, it can get complicated. But I specifically wanted to work with my sister wives on my sister wives closet because I wanted that kind of group experience that they experience raising their kids together. And so I was trying to sort of pull them in for that.
In polygamy, most decisions, I think, are made by kind of committee. And that's good and bad. That's both. Because committees have a tendency to not get a lot of stuff done, but I think it's necessary. And I think it's super important in a plural marriage to have a committee rather than one person calling all the shots.
Are you gonna repave the driveway and can we heat it? Because then I don't have to shovel.
Lazy butt.
I mean, do you really want to still have a plural family? Sometimes I can't tell.
You know, I've carried this burden my entire marriage. Everybody else had a tolerance for not being together. I felt like Atlas and the world's on my shoulder, and I just shrugged it
Again.
off. Nobody else picked it up. I've always worked hard for plural marriage. And just because we got here and I got a little bit cynical doesn't mean that I don't want plural marriage anymore. But what has Janelle done to help it? Janelle hasn't been living plural marriage. She's been living independence from a husband that's there when she wants him and has resources that she gets.
It feels like it's easy for you to be at Robin's house and that you don't want to be anywhere else.
But I was always at your house too. I was always at your house.
No, I guess I'm just.
And I was always.
Tell them not till 6
I don't
o'clock.
have, yeah.
You're going off of a recency bias with COVID.
Well, then you need to stop referencing what happened during COVID too. I mean, I just see I'm getting close to the line now, and he's starting to get agitated because the way I see things is very different than the way he sees things.
This all came about because I felt like I wasn't being supported in what I was doing for the whole family. Does that make more sense?
But I think we all had children at different stages, and it was you couldn't accommodate.
Well, I feel the obligation a little deeper to the littlest ones because of their needs.
I
Truly?
felt like that's all you saw were the little children, and you stopped seeing your other children. You became so hyper focused on the needs of the little kids, you stopped seeing the other kids' needs.
Cody has always made it a point to be part of his kids' lives, especially when they're younger. I think it's easy for him to forget that he should still nurture relationships with his adult children as well.
Listen, I didn't overreact to what was going on with Gabe and Garrison, but I think I went to extreme on how I felt. And in the end, it should have been just like, we need to have a conversation, not that you guys owe me an apology. And anybody who is adult making their own choices have to make their choices. They're free to do that, but I have to be able to protect the babies.
babies.
I wish Solomon and Ariella had the same value to the whole family that they see other people.
See, I think those kind of statements are dangerous, Cody, because you
Mhm.
assume a lot there. I wish that everybody valued Saul and Ari the way that, like, so that I feel like there's a lot of assumption and judgment there.
Mhm.
So that's the kind of place where we need a counselor.
I mean, it doesn't matter as much now, but at the time I felt like I was being gaslit, manipulated, and lied to. Well, I think she's pointing her finger at like some kind of favoritism towards Solomon and Ariella, which is the same favoritism I always gave to any of the little kids, starting from Logan all the way through. When they're little,
It's not favoritism
I
if
give
they're all
them a
getting it.
lot. When they're adults, I still give them a lot, but I don't feel like my obligation is the same to them.
You know, okay,
Mm.
we're just gonna go the rounds again here. I think,
But you never validated my position.
and you're
position
not
that I was
listening
forced
to
into
me
by
either.
this experience.
See, anyway,
I am listening to you, Janelle, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to lay it
no, I'm
on
just,
an idea that I didn't want to be around you. And that's not true at
no,
all.
I just asked you if you still want to live for a marriage. Because I'm not sure. I'm not really inclined to stay in this relationship with Cody. I don't feel like I'm getting what I deserve from him. Listen, I'm pretty independent. I don't need a lot from him. But when it comes down to where he just all of a sudden doesn't want to be a father to my kids because they disagree with him, that sort of changes the cost benefit equation for me in this marriage.
I have always wanted to be a father to my children. It was my sole goal in life. If you're only concerned about how I am at your place, then you are monogamous. So stop trying to act like I did something wrong for 20 years. You know what? It's true. I've been in a place where I don't feel like without being in plural marriage, we can be married. So it's like, okay, well, then we got to figure out plural monogamy because we're not living plural marriage. We don't want to be in one home. We don't have the function to do that. Plural monogamy is where you're not functioning as one family, you're multiple families, a husband with two families. So she's not interested in reconciling with
Robin.
Meri. And I understand because I'm not sure Meri and I can reconcile. But she's not interested in a relationship with Robin at all. So it'd be me at Robin's house and then me at Janelle's house.
That's how it's
And
been.
these two families don't interact. That's plural monogamy.
Cody's the one who actually brought up the word and the term plural monogamy, and he acts like it was my idea.
Because he's gaslighting.
I mean, honestly, for the last 6 weeks, I wasn't really sure I was going to even stay.
He's not even looking at her.
Here's what I will say. I'm not leaving. I'm not throwing in the towel. I just need to be separate while we figure this out.
Can you explain to me what's the value of the separation?
Because I feel like I'm more aware of what I need when you're not there. You're there and I want to just like forget everything and just be like, just
laid back. I
know, but it's easier for me to have focus on what I need and what I need to communicate to you.
don't get it. The punishment seems way beyond the crime. Maybe that's just a wake-up call for me. Maybe she's not interested in this at all. Maybe she's got what she needed and she's moving on.
We
what she
need
said.
a redefinition. I still am not 100% sure we can save it.
Really?
No.
You don't think it's just going to be
No, because
like
sometimes I'm really angry still. Like, I don't know. I don't really have any kind of estate or anything. Like, I don't have anything in my name. I have the properties all mishmashed.
you've got all that property is
I know, but I mean, I don't really have, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's a lot to unpack. We have to pay off the property. Like, he sits here, he moved heaven and earth to get this house for Robin. They kept all their crap in U-Hauls for months. They lived in it as a short-term rental before they even bought it. I'm sitting here like, wow, I am stuck. I am stagnant.
Janelle has the same assets as me. Robin's house isn't an asset, it's a bank's asset. We have to house our children in that house for another 15 years. I'm not stopping us from doing that, okay?
Okay. I'm just saying, I don't really, because like when you first left, I thought, crap, I don't have anything. I don't have anything in my name. I don't have anything.
This sounds like it's about money for Janelle. It's like, have I always just been a resource for you?
I'm completely vulnerable. If I decide to leave Cody, I have nothing.
If I can't provide everything. I'm not of value.
She has nothing.
I know. It's wild. It is wild, the disconnect here.
Yeah. It really is.
You were
Whoop.
diagnosed with
Wrong way. Oh my gosh. The disconnect is shocking, isn't it? Shocking. He is not getting it. He's not getting it. Okay. This is funny. Robin said, like, I can't believe she said this with a straight face. The reason, this whole Sister Wives Closet was her idea. She spearheaded it. It was her dream. She always wanted to do it, but she wanted to do it together because she didn't know how to do it by herself. So she needed the resources of the other women. We all need to work together. But the minute if that would have taken off, she would have been front and center on all interviews. Yes, this is a business idea I had a while ago. And my sister wives do help me too. That's how it would have gone down. But instead, they're all like, I don't really like this. I'm not really a part of this. I never really wanted this. But I mean, I'll give you help, but like not as much as you want from me because I've got other options for jobs that are going to give money and I need to work towards them. Her reason for just not taking the reins and saying, okay, this is my business and you help when you can, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to push forward with this is I wanted it to be a group experience like they had raising their kids together. She wouldn't move into the house when they were all together in the house. She wouldn't move into that. She's always been separate. She's always had her own quarters. But she claims she's missing out on this experience. And she thinks putting them to work for her for this business and keeping them occupied doing that while she gets all the credit is going to be equal to the experience that they all had for 15 years, having babies, raising babies, holding babies, living in the home together, and raising these children. There's another disconnect. That's insane. That's insane. I don't remember that line at all. Oh my goodness. Yes. I didn't want to take over and be in charge because I wanted it to be a group experience like they had when they raised their children. That's crazy. It's crazy. Oh my goodness, she said it with a straight face. Okay. Cody says, I've carried this burden. Okay, here's a man who's just done wrong. Like, really wrong. He lost his cool. He wasn't in control. He screamed at his wife. And then he refused to acknowledge any of her children. Even the sweet, innocent little girl that was right there in town. I mean, Gabe was in town too, so was Garrison. Everybody was really in town other than the older ones. But Savannah did nothing wrong. She never disagreed with Cody. She didn't say anything negative about Robin. To him, it's just collateral damage. Whatever. Everyone else will learn if I don't see Savannah too. Or maybe he just simply forgot about her. I mean, that's worse. I think that's worse if he could literally forget that he had that sweet little girl sitting there. Oh my goodness. But yet he says, I have carried the burden our entire marriage. And then he goes, well, what has Janelle done to help? Again, let me count the ways. Unbelievable. Okay. She wants me to use me for things, and then she uses my resources, and that's it. And then we get the whole, she wants me for my body implication. It's so funny. I think that comes from the fact that Janelle would stroke his ego a lot. I think she said things to him like, oh, I'm really attracted to you. And, oh, I like your body. And then, it just, whoop, you tell a narcissist a compliment, it goes right to his head. And he believes it 100% to be true, despite what the mirror says. Okay. Oh, the line he said, for the reason why he's giving all his time and attention to Robin and her kids. I had to be able to protect my babies. Babies. First of all, not babies in school, both of them. Not babies. Truly is 1 year older than Saul. He didn't go out of his way to see her and spend time with her. And that's not Christine's fault. She wanted him to come over. He was like never showing up. She's like, I don't know what day you're even coming here. There was no schedule. And for weeks, he just wouldn't show up because of COVID. That's a whole separate thing. And then he has the nerve to tell he has the nerve to tell Janelle, you have been gaslighting me and manipulating me. I feel gaslit and manipulated, were his words exactly. Talk about projecting onto somebody else. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And he agreed and said, my obligation is not the same to my older kids. Unbelievable. Your obligation is exactly the same. They're still your kids. No, you don't have the same obligation to have to drive them to school. I mean, there's obvious obligations that change in all. I mean, your obligation has changed to your babies as you had when they were younger, too. There's no diaper changes and feedings and all that stuff. Although I swear if somebody can find it, I think it was Christine who said he never changed a diaper. I think it was Christine. Because, she was changing a gazillion. So, yeah, things change. But that doesn't change the level of commitment you have to your children. They're still your children. Especially when they just became 18, 19, 20. They're trying to figure out the world and figure things out. I mean, in some ways, they need a lot of hand-holding and talking. That text that came through was my daughter who's trying to plan a trip after she takes her boards to go to Disney with her husband. Because after she graduates, and she'll end up like getting a job and starting, and it'll be a while since she'll have time off. So she has that 1 week break, and she's like, let's go to Disney World. And her husband's never been. So she's like, I want to take him to Disney World and show him. So we had a 2-hour phone conversation the other day. Again, unexpected, but all good things, like when I say, like everything's getting behind because, things just pop up. Well, it was at least 2 hours. But it was great. And we were talking all Disney. Oh, remember when this happened? And here's something you can do that's free. Because we were looking at on their days they're not going in the parks. What are some free things to do around there to save money? And some things I heard of that I'd planned to do in the past, but we just didn't get around to doing when we were there for whatever reason. And yeah, so I had typed it all up in a huge notes app and started pooling resources and put everything together in a big and then cut and paste it into an email and send it to her. And she just sent me a text saying, oh my gosh, I thought that was something from like a Disney travel agent or something. And then I realized as I was reading through it that you put all that together with all the notes and suggestions and this was where we went here and everything. And I thought that was so awesome, Mom. Because I'm still her mother. And I still want to do that stuff. Yeah, I got things I have to do. I'm going to get a whole lot of sleep leading up to my retreat where I'll get no sleep. But I turn around and do it again in a heartbeat. Like, he doesn't get that. He doesn't get it. He doesn't have a soul that wants to serve. He doesn't put other people first. Cody first. That's it. And he likes Robin, so she's up there with him. But it's Cody above Robin. I'll tell you that for sure. There you go. Thelma says, my daughters are 47 and 50 and they are still my babies and I am still their mama. Preach. Yes, Thelma. I don't understand how he's justifying this by saying they're older and so I don't have the obligation to them anymore. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm sorry, I got off on a tangent. He said that right at the time that this text came through from her and I'm just like, I can't relate. I don't understand. And then he shames her for saying how she doesn't like how much time he's spending with the young kids and that he's giving too much time to the young ones and neglecting the older kids. Shames her by saying, well, if you're only concerned about how I am at your place, there's a problem. That's not how it should be in plural marriage. So that's when he suggested, well, it seems like what you're saying is you want to continue to have plural monogamy, which is what you've been having. But she's been having plural monogamy because you haven't come over for 2 years because of COVID and because of her boys. It's just, you can't, this man will take words and spin them like nobody. Unbelievable. Somebody could do a college class on him. Some psychologist could just have a heyday and go, here's a classic example of this. Here's a classic example of that. Okay, we're gonna get ready to show some more here. I had 2 more notes here. What was it? I have always been a resource for you. Ridiculous. So he was upset when she said, as opposed to saying, well, no, you're kind of right. Christine had a house. Meri has a house. Even though Meri completely bought it on her own, didn't use family member. Nevertheless, Janelle's extra money all went in to help Robin. And she's always been. But now, I mean, it had to have been the first time that he realized, shoot, she is serious. She's thinking about what life would be like if she left me. And I think he's just shocked by it all. Because he was still convinced he was going to walk out of there with Janelle on his arm. And she'd been like, oh, let's get back together. I'm so sorry that I yelled at you. Please forgive me. And yes, you can come back to the apartment and stay. And it didn't go down that way. She's like, I'm not saying I want a divorce. I'm just saying I just need to stay separated from you because I need to figure this all out. And his face was just, he had the biggest furrowed brow of confusion when she was saying, I've got nothing in my name. Nothing. He said, why do you need something in your name? I give you the crumbs you need whenever you need it. You're the wife that doesn't need anything. You're the wife that gives to us. You're the wife that serves us. You're the wife that does the books, that does the taxes, that keeps everything organized and asks for nothing, and we get it all. That's your role. Come on, woman, get it together. Have you forgotten? She's realizing that's her role. And I think she's thinking, I don't know if I like this role anymore, especially with him being not so kind, especially to the kids. Okay, mantra, stepping off my soapbox. All right. Let's see. Kathy says, I am still trying to remember the word he uses when he thinks people are conniving against him. Meri even said he uses, excuse me. Meri even said he used this word. She said it twice with a questioning voice, but damned if I can remember. Well, he doesn't like when they shit talk me. Is that it? He says that all the time. Linda says, if I was in Janelle's place right there with my husband, the idiot, said that I only wanted money when I needed my fair share to put a roof over our children's heads, I'm kicking him out and Googling a lawyer. Yes. I can't believe some lawyer hasn't reached out pro bono yet. I really don't. It's so obvious, Bertie K says, that he didn't help with the other kids when they were younger and had a wake-up call about how much to care for kids when he actually had to do it. Yeah, like he's probably like, this is a lot of work. I can't do anything for you guys. I didn't realize. Mrs. VR Girl says she agrees Janelle stroked his ego. I think Janelle's relationship with Cody was based on intimacy. There was nothing else Cody provided Janelle. She raised her kids with Christine's help. Yeah, in some ways you're gonna kind of like it. I think Janelle did kind of use Cody. But because she could get nothing else from him. So she took what she could and she was happy with it and was kind of nice to him. Whereas Christine couldn't just take what she could get and be happy with it. And Meri for a long time was willing to take what she could get because of the catfishing situation. So she was beating herself up. Yeah. Trish. It's not showing up on my screen. No. Come on. All right, let's do it a different way. Trish with a $19.99 super. And it's the first super on a live stream. I'm clicking it and it's not showing up. All the rest of the ones were showing up. Why not? All right, I'm going to try one more thing to actually find it in the feed. And then maybe that'll work because I clicked on the thing at the top. And in the meantime, being in the live feed, thank you, Scarlett, for the 99-cent super chat. Oh, there it is in the corner. Maybe it was in the corner and I didn't see it. Looks like my thing is pretty low today, doesn't it? Hold on. Chat. That's better. All right. Maybe you guys saw it and I just didn't see it. Because it was in that corner and I have this overlap. My chats overlap. There we go. Love. Like the wiggle. Welcome to the 50s. All right. All right, all right, all right. Disloyal. You're right. How many times do we have to hear the word loyal and respect in the same episode? We are in our final segment right now. Here we go. Those of you following along on TV or streaming or on the app, 37:25 is the timestamp. Here we go. Oh, turn it up, Jenny. Okay. Back at Salsa
I feel
Brava.
like we did a lot of work in Las Vegas. And for whatever reason, the only progress we made was Christine's exit. And that's not how I view progress.
Christine.
In other words, she just finally decided what she wanted. And here we are. Christine's getting closer and
Again.
closer to the edge. I'm hearing rumors. I asked her about it. So like, I'm not trying to leave you. I don't know if that's because
Yeah, I don't know how to be involved in that particular relationship. Do you know what I mean? I
Or
understand.
am I supposed to bottle it up and not talk about it?
No, I'm just
It's
saying. like,
Janelle.
yes, I mean, I want you to talk about it.
She's gonna go, she's gonna find somebody she's dating,
Again?
and she's gonna vomit all over about her divorce. Or
Okay.
about her marriage.
And I'm not trying to shut you down. I don't know how.
To talk about it might be just counterproductive, I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't want to start this conversation up yet again for the umpteenth time in our conversation. Be a big boy and reconcile it. You've been bitching about that for 6 months now. Get over it and reconcile it and move on.
Jill, come on. I mean, you weren't having a great experience in Las Vegas.
No, I mean, Cody, I still.
I mean, I need to know because
No,
I had so much on
Cuts
ground
her
for
off
me,
so
how
much.
I thought we were like, I'm sitting there, this smiling idiot, and it turns out later that it's like, no, that was a experience. I'm like, no, all right, then tell me.
No, I thought we had some good years in Vegas for sure.
I was sprouting poetry.
I know. So that's Cody.
I was following you around. I was like,
I know.
we were.
I know. Well, he's like, we had this really great time in Vegas for a couple of years. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that that somehow excuses this right now.
Janelle didn't heist this, but I had a renaissance with Janelle in Las Vegas.
I mean, I miss you, honey. I miss you.
Mm.
And I just don't know how to fix this or figure this out. But I don't want to just, because you and I have a tendency to be like, you come back and we sort of just forget all the hard stuff and we just
We'll sweep
digs
that
in our little
carpet.
place. I need something different, this time.
Well, I agree. We need to be conscious about our relationship and how we're working it out and what we're doing.
It was just easier because you and I, our conversation is amazing. I've missed all our conversation. I don't know, maybe we weren't taking enough care of our relationship, our actual marriage relationship. I do miss Cody. We are very best friends. We have a lot of conversations. I miss him in my bed. I miss him in my house. I miss him. But I'm not being treated the way I deserve to be treated here.
Mm-mm.
Well, this lunch went better than I thought. I was sort of,
What'd you think that was going to happen?
I don't know.
You didn't think that I missed you?
No,
Yeah.
because
You didn't think I want to kiss you on the lips and see you again? Here's the thing,
forgot
you
about
and
that.
I can be simple. It's everything else that is complicated.
It's like, yes, on a basic level, we are simple. If there was nothing going on but he and I were on some sort of desert island,
Right.
we would be great. Let me tell you, we would be great. But no, life is not that.
This whole thing with Christine that's very, very complicated. You and I are married. You and I are going to work this out. That's
Christine.
not going to matter. There will be a safe place here. It is the weirdest thing in the world. You have to understand, to be getting divorced from one wife while you're having a relationship with another wife.
Imagine
Talking
it's
about
conflict,
Christine.
yeah.
It's weird. Well, it went better than Janelle expected. I kind of thought that we would reconcile right here. And she's like, no, I'm enjoying my independence, this freedom too much, so I want to stay separated. More, in my mind, it went well because I am deeply committed to never triggering again or becoming angry. If I see those triggers coming, then I'm going to stop.
I don't know. I told him we need a counselor, we need a counselor, we need a counselor. Here's the thing. If he wanted it, I might, maybe I would try to work on it. But if he doesn't want it, I'm not going to sit here and put all the effort into trying to create this because I think there's something better for me.
Ooh.
Next time on Sister Wives.
All right.
If Cody changed, would you ever want a full marriage with him again?
Yes, but I think it's unrealistic.
Janelle keeps telling me she doesn't enjoy our time together, but I don't want to break.
I think he just likes to string people along.
Mhm.
It's exhausting.
Meri, he talks about us all on property still.
Oh,
There's no question, Robin. He's done with me. Please figure it out with us here.
I can't be with him all
I'm
the time.
growing and I need something different.
What do you mean something different?
Like, I don't want to be married anymore.
Christine's shock with a smile on her face at that moment is a little telling on what she's feeling about all of this. All right. All right. Okay, love this line. Cody says, we had so much remember we did lots of therapy in Vegas and the only progress we made was Christine's exit. The only progress we made. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's progress in therapy. I mean, guess for Christine it was, but not for the family therapy that you were in, but that's interesting. It's like he had to start talking about one thing and then I gotta put Christine in here again. It's like squirrels, Christine. Oh, whoever said it is right. He's living rent-free. She's living rent-free in his mind. Honest to goodness. All right. And then he goes on about Christine again, getting closer and closer to him, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then he brings her up again and says, this is why he's really upset, because they want to look bad. You know, she's going to go out there and she's going to start dating. She's going to be dating people and then vomit all out about our marriage. Ooh, she's going to talk all about your marriage, huh? How it is. He didn't say she's going to just start spreading lies to make herself look good, which wouldn't be true, but that sounds like a thing Cody would say. He just came out and said, she's going to talk about what happened in our marriage. And he's not so happy about that. But she really hasn't. I mean, she did a little. We'd like so much more of the details, but I think half of it is just her not wanting to ruin it for the rest of the wives that are still there. All right. And then I just have a big circle around Janelle, the voice of reason. I like how level. I mean, she is always just calm and level-headed and thinks through things and chooses the right words. I have so much more respect from her. I have to admit, when I was watching this through, we're starting way back at the beginning, I just thought Janelle was just kind of there. Like, I just felt like she was like, almost like wallpaper. Like, she didn't have an opinion on things. She wasn't around a whole bunch. She never got angry. She never got really excited. She was, she was just kind of there. And I have such a new appreciation for her now that they're really like talking to her and she's sharing what she's thinking and feeling. It's a smart woman who is also has probably the highest emotional IQ out of everyone in the family. Like she can also see Cody for who he is, at least now. She can really see him for who he is and point out when he's taking these words and starting to twist things. And she's now able to like stop him in his tracks and go, "Oop, okay, that's not what we're talking about. And don't go there. And you're mixing this up now. That's not what I was talking about. Let's not bring Christine into this." Like, she's just her redirecting him back in his crazy brain of his and the words that are coming out of his mouth all over the place, not staying on one track, talking about their relationship. It's kind of amazing, and I have a huge appreciation for her. I mean, I've always liked Janelle, don't get me wrong. I've always liked her, but like, I maybe because Christine was more out there, she was always sort of my favorite because I knew what she was thinking, I knew what she was feeling, and if she didn't like something, she would come out and say it, and so it felt more authentic to me. And I guess I was thinking that maybe she wasn't as authentic because she wasn't sharing, but I mean, she's shy. She's quiet. She's embarrassed when Christine and Meri acted up together. We heard that before. She gets embarrassed easily in public situations. She's just Janelle, which is how Cody had been able to take advantage of her for so long. God bless her. And Savannah is like a mini Janelle. She really is. Maddie has more Cody in her. But Savannah, or maybe more Christine from that influence, I don't know. But Savannah, she's Janelle. She's Janelle through and through. She's a mini Janelle. She looks just like Janelle. They're like two peas in a pod. And then the line that made us all vomit in our mouths. What? You didn't think that I came here you didn't think that I wanted to kiss you on the mouth? Why do you have to say on the mouth? It must be because he hasn't been. He's been giving her like kisses on the cheek, which we've seen, like kisses on the cheek. Of course, there was no kisses at all this time. She didn't even want a hug, but she acquiesced. I wish she wouldn't have. I wish she would have been like, yeah, no hug? No. Not today. We'll see how this goes. Maybe there's a hug at the end. We'll see. Oh, goodness. And then there was another, I just circled Christine. Again, I didn't write down what he said about her, but we came back even after she redirected him and told him, this isn't about her. Let's keep this up. That's separate. Let's talk about us. Back to Christine again. And then the manipulation. You and I, we can be simple. It's everything else that's complicated. Yeah, it's that tunnel vision, Janelle. Come on, just focus on me. When you just focus on me and don't listen to anyone in the outside world or any other sister wives, we're good. Like, oh, the manipulation in there, the controlling behavior, like blinders on Janelle. I am the prize. I'm the prize. Only focus on me. That's what you've always done, and it's been good. That's what I need now. I don't need you to start thinking. That's not good. No. Cody cannot see that all his COVID rules and his behavior during that whole time led to everything that's happened here. Because, I mean, Christine herself said when she took Isabel to that surgery, that was the time that she realized, I can do this all by myself. I can pick up and take my daughter and get her to a surgery, be the sole support and love for her while she's there in New York, which I think was actually in New Jersey, but near New York City, and get through it all with her and get her back safely, and everything's going to be okay. And I'll raise the money to do it because Cody's not going to give me the funds for that either. Is that true? Do we have that documented somewhere? I see that written in lots of places. Does anyone have like a screenshot of her GoFundMe to get Truly surgery? Because I heard it was out there, but I'd never seen it, and I'm sure it's not up anymore. Okay. And then we have his line at the very end where he says, I'm deeply committed to not being triggered or angry anymore. Again, if we had a side drinking game for the number of times he said he was triggered, it's deflecting responsibility again. It's not my fault. I got triggered. Don't trigger me. Don't you trigger me. It's your fault if you do. That's his whole mantra. Not my fault that I reacted like that. You triggered me. So, but I'm not going to be triggered anymore. I just saw a TikTok recently. It wasn't a TikTok. I don't even have TikTok. It was like a YouTube short where somebody was talking about the word that they can't wait for this next generation to get rid of, and it was triggered. It was really funny. It was a comedian that went through a whole little bit. It was very funny. And then, well, here's Cody adopting it many, many, many times. Triggered. It triggered me. It's a way to not take responsibility for anything. Worst. He's the worst. Ugh. Yes. All right, triggered. Yep, at least 3 times. Barf. Perfect way to describe this whole thing. There's a huge difference between needing somebody and wanting somebody. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Dump those beans down his pants, Janelle. No, he wolfed them down. He didn't even pick up his head when she was saying, what was she talking about at that point? She was saying something really significant and he didn't even lift his head. Maybe it was the point where she said, I don't think I'm gonna come back. Like, I don't think I want you back right now. I think I want to stay separated. He didn't even look up and keep eating. He was still looking down and eating. Remind me of anyone who saw Seeking Sister Wives during that scene with, oh goodness, it's been so long I've forgotten their names. Oh, the guy that was dating the Hispanic woman. I think she was Hispanic. The really pretty gal. And she wanted him all to herself. Why is his name escaping me? And he was doing the same thing. He was like eating his Mexican. What is it with these polygamists and their Mexican food? He was eating Mexican food. Again, every time they always go to Mexican restaurants too, just like the Brown family does. And she said something like, oh, I think it's the point where she said, I want you all to myself. And he's like, He just stopped. He just kept eating his beans. And then all of a sudden went, whoop. No, it wasn't Garrick. It was the other one. It was the one whose wife, who they had Stephanie, the side piece for a while, who didn't want to be on screen anymore. She's the one whose father was in jail, died in jail for horrible crimes. Again, bad vetting, but her husband, can't think of who it is. You know who I mean, Judith. What is his name? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But it's just so funny that it's Mexican food, shoveling beans down, not paying attention to what the person next to you is saying when they say something really significant. Cody didn't even look up. He eventually just went, like a dog with its ears up. Like, walk? Huh? Oh, goodness. Becky's husband. Yes. What's his name? It doesn't matter. I don't know why it's driving me crazy. Do you ever get stuck on something and it drives you nuts? Justin? Was it Justin? It might be Justin. That seems familiar. Meri said Justin. Yes. Justin. Okay, see. If you don't watch the show, you didn't need me to go down that rabbit hole, but now we know. For those of you who did watch it, Justin, same thing. Crazy. Crazy. Okay. That was a jam-packed episode. I think everything I remember from last season, besides the knife and the kidney, we didn't have that here, but that was the previous season. I can't remember what else was even in season 18. Like, this seems to be the crux of all of it. So, we'll see. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. This is so much fun. See, I want to do another live tomorrow now. Let me look at my calendar. I don't know why the calendar is going to help me. It doesn't have the whole list of like between 30 and 40 things I have to get done before Thursday morning. It's okay. I might be able to still. All right, I definitely can't do Tuesday just because the whole day I'm busy with other things, meetings and appointments and everything else. It's going to take me away from getting these projects done that I need to do. Why not? Let's do it. We've never done a Sunday. Janelle rejecting him was the best. Yes. It's your fault I don't love you. That's going to be a good line this season. Oh, I can't wait for that. Horsey ring and dominium. These are all great things. All right. Becky S., this is your first live. Oh, welcome. Knit my bit. Thanks for a lovely evening, sister friends. All right, don't forget when you do your shopping on Amazon, go through my links in my description down below. Same place you can find the link to my other channel if you want to watch any of that stuff. And it benefits this channel. And the items that I'm listed down below, which are items that you see here all the time, doesn't mean those are items you have to buy. Once you go through the link, any Amazon shopping that you do, benefits this channel. All right, so I appreciate you if you do that. It's a simple way to help out the channel, doing something you would do anyway. All right, let me sign off. Oh, I always do a quote at the end. Look at me. Almost forgetting. Here we go. Oh, we did this one last time. Let me check it. Last time. Show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are. That was last time. Okay. Oh, this one's really long. Okay, I'll skip that. Oh, I thought it was going to be shorter today. It's not. Ah, here's one. You cannot add a single hour to your life by worrying about it. You're not going to believe where that one's from. Anyone recognize that? You cannot add a single hour to your life by worrying about it. Jesus. Oh, no. It's Matthew 6:27. Kind of like a new word translation or something like that. I think the old language says it different, but the crux of it is let the worries go. It's not going to help you at all. Can't add a single hour onto your life, so let it go. Laura wants to know what the plant is behind me. Both fake. This room I never came into much because it was my daughter's bedroom. Transferred into an office during COVID so I could get her to come home. And that's the couch pull-out bed there for when she is here. And I've had plants there, and I killed 2 of them because I kept forgetting to come and water them. So we went fake. I got a fake one right here on my desk too. Look at this. Full of fake plants. Lovely, huh? Yeah. And I don't even know where I got them. Probably TJ Maxx or something like that. All right. This was a great live, wasn't it, Mama Squirrel? Think. Whoops, that's not working. Right in the chat. All right. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you tomorrow night. Crazy. Let's do it. Oh, there's 3 R's in there. Good night, sister friends. Love you all. See you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.